Hi guys, I'm Deb Donndelinger and this is,
Sunday Cote.
yeah, and we are trying something new here. We are going to be spending about half an hour with you, doing some tapping and some creative visioning because like 2020 sort of sucks right now. So Sunday had this idea, this vision, like can we bring our tools together and do some individual healing work and then some collective manifesting visioning work. So Sunday, do you want to talk a little bit about what you had in mind when you
Yeah,
had this idea? Yeah.
yeah, thanks, Deb. Yeah, I think that there's a dual thing going on here. As we're dealing with what's going on in our individual world, if we're looking out and seeing what's happening in our world, there's a lot of individual trauma going on, and so I love this idea of creating resilience within us as we move through this kind of really transformational time, this moment that we're in. And I also believe that there's this great collective field of energy that we can use to bring our power of thought and our collective field of love together to envision and to hold a space around what it is that we want to experience in our world. So it's like the individual healing part has to take place, because if we try to step into that vision of the world we want, it could be coming from a place of energetically trying to push against or trying to get rid of something, as opposed to aligning with the truth of who we are and allowing that to create our world. So Deb is just masterful in working with the individual trauma and helping people clear that somatic experience, and so that then when we do that, we're in this pure place of being able to really be empowered from the truth of who we are and the healing nature that we have within us to cast forth the vision of how it is that we want to experience our world. And so what we thought we would do is we would kind of, from our personal place, look at what's been going on this last week and what might be coming up for us and for me to kind of create an umbrella experience. Because if we're experiencing it, you're probably experiencing it too. And then we'll do some tapping around that, and then that should move us into a place to be able to then spend a little time collectively in envisioning and spiritual practice of casting a vision of what it is that we want to experience around the topic that we're on for this week. And
And
so,
yeah, and it was sort of like yin and yang, salt and pepper here, because I'm really good at being a tuning fork for the tension and the unease, but then I don't look forward, and you have this capacity to look forward and see what's coming or what's possible. And in Myers-Briggs terms, I'm an ENFP, Sunday's an INFJ, so we have this wonderful balance of going in and going out. So this is an experiment. Yeah. So what's our topic for this week?
yeah, well, so I want to tap into that as far as our differences, our differences and bring together from our types, because like that part of me that can envision and look ahead can be pretty scary sometimes. And so to be able to cast a vision of what it is that I want to experience, and then the feeling nature of us, of your FI, which is the intuitive feeling, which is about our individual experience, and then my FE, which is about everybody else. So we're bringing in the individual healing and the collective healing. So I really love that about our experience. So I thought this the fires and the hurricane this last week, this brings up this umbrella experience of our climate, and where I was watching the news yesterday, and just all the people are just going through some really devastating experiences. And so I know that brings up that trauma, because we're kind of in this 24-hour news cycle. So being able to calm that and move through that trauma, and then move into the vision that we have for a healed and whole and healthy planet.
So we're going to do some tapping. Some of you know what tapping is and some of you don't, and it's going to look really weird if you don't know what it is. And we are literally tapping on these points in our body, and it's working with our body's nervous system. And so there's going to be some awareness of what's going on inside of you. And all you have to do really is just tap on the points and say out loud what we say and see what happens. And if you want more information, my website has a ton of information, and it's sort of information overload if you start looking at online. but it's really just 8 points, and saying these words as you tune into the issue. And when you said fire so I avoid the news because it freaks me out too much, but when you said the words fires and hurricanes, I felt the tension in my body spike. So on a scale of 0 to 10, and Sunday's gonna be like the person I'm tapping with, so you guys can see what it looks like. But scale of 0 to 10, like how much unease do you feel when you tune into those? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like I'd say a 7.
yeah, okay. And is there like a word? Is it unease, fear, uncertainty? Is there any word that just captures it?
Well, I mean, there's concern for those in the way, but there's also a lot of grief involved. I think just the grief of the loss of life, of property, of, you know, just a lot of loss.
Yeah. Okay. And if we cry, it's okay. You know, if you want to, I will cry. It's okay. So we're tapping on the side of the hand. We're literally just tapping on these points here, and change the word Sunday if you don't like what I say. Yeah. So I'm just going what you said.
And people tapping along do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
If you don't like the words. So
yeah.
I'm a surrogate, but this is good for everybody.
Yeah. But don't think too hard about the words. Like, don't overstress. So you can relax into the container. So, all right. Side of the hand. Even though the world's burning right now.
Even though the world's burning right now.
And it's flooding.
And it's flooding.
And I feel this pain in my heart.
Oh, I feel this pain in my heart.
I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
Deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
Even though I might not accept myself right now.
Even though I might not accept myself right now.
This part of me feels responsible.
Part of me that feels responsible.
And part of me feels powerless.
Part of me feels powerless.
And part of me is grieving.
Part of me is grieving.
Yeah. I want to know this world is a safe place for everybody and everything.
I want to know that this is a safe place for everybody and everything.
Yeah. Even though it's scary right now.
Even though it's scary right now.
People have to leave their homes. They're not safe.
People have to leave their homes. They're not safe.
The forests are burning.
Forests are burning.
The ocean's rising.
Ocean's rising.
Yeah. I deeply and completely accept my big heart.
Deeply and completely accept my big heart.
And I know we can do better.
And I know we can do better.
Yeah. So then we move to the beginning of the eyebrow. It's actually on the bone right here. And we just use a shorter phrase. Grieving what's going on.
Grieving what's going on.
We're on the side of the eye, in front of the temple on the bone. All these fires.
All these fires.
Under the eye on the bone. All this flooding.
All this flooding.
Under the nose. Grieving what's going on.
Grieving what's going on.
Chin point, our climate's in trouble.
Our climate's in trouble.
Collarbone, just where you knot a tie down and out. Our world's in trouble.
Our world's in trouble.
Under the arm, you can't see it, but sort of like along the brow line on the torso. This grief.
This grief.
Top of the head. This love.
This love.
Good, stop there. I always say relax your hand and take a gentle breath. And for myself, what I notice is like a settling and a calming. And Sunday, what did you notice? I was a little bit scattered with the language, but it was, first time. So what do you notice on your end? Yeah.
No, I feel calming as well. Yeah. Especially with the love, you know.
Yeah. I could feel the love. I mean, the grief is just is pointing to what we love. We don't grieve things we don't care about. So, yeah. And do you want to move to a vision, or do you feel like there's another round of tapping that would be helpful?
Let's do one more round of tapping.
Yeah.
Move to a more hopeful place, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So one way to look at this is there are 3 doorways to look at. One is, how are you feeling tension in the body? Are you feeling an emotion, or is there sort of a persistent thought that's in your way? So if you were to tune into mind, body, or thought, which one of those is more up for you right now, Sunday?
Probably body.
Body. Okay, cool. I don't like body as much, but it's a really good place for tapping. Yeah. So where do you feel this climate stress in your body, or concern, or grief?
Well, it's like, my shoulders and my heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there any other words that go with that? Any messages or?
Yeah, just concern
Mhm.
or yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
care.
Concern and care. Okay, good. And do your shoulders feel tight or weak or
Yeah,
what's
it's
the
just like maybe it's like the weight of the world,
weight?
like,
Yeah.
the heaviness of it.
Yeah. And does the heart feel sore or wounded or empty or dark or?
It feels full. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Like in a good way or a bad way?
well, it's kind of that same heaviness, right? It's
Okay,
the
heavy.
fullness
Okay.
of it. It's just
Yeah.
the holding of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Side of the hand. Even though I feel this heaviness in my shoulders and my heart,
Even though I feel this heaviness in my shoulders and my heart,
I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
Even though I notice this heaviness in my shoulders and my heart,
Even though I notice this heaviness in my shoulders and my heart,
I appreciate how much I care.
I appreciate how much I care.
As I notice these feelings in my shoulders and my heart,
As I notice these feelings in my shoulder and my heart,
I deeply and completely trust and accept myself.
deeply and completely trust and accept myself.
On the eyebrow, this heaviness in my shoulders,
This heaviness in my shoulders,
side of the eye, this heaviness in my heart,
this heaviness in my heart,
under the eye, noticing my shoulders and my heart,
noticing my shoulders and my heart,
under the nose, my shoulders,
my shoulders,
chin point, my heart,
my heart,
collarbone, noticing my body,
noticing my body,
under the arm, this tension and concern,
this tension and concern,
top of the head. Another nice gentle breath. Good. And what do you notice?
yeah, definitely a more peaceful experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So for people tapping along, if you notice that your intensity went up, pause and do some more tapping to bring it down and just use one very simple phrase that names how you're feeling. And then you can move on to the second part we're going to do now with Sunday. So my question for you before I let you run things is, as you think about casting this vision for what's possible for the world, like, can you take us there? So, no, that's not a big ask.
Not a big ask. Yeah. Well, so in my teachings, in my spiritual practice, when we can tap into the connection, the oneness, the truth of that divine essence that I believe moves in and through everything. That's the first part of it. To be able to just really connect into the qualities of that divine that we want to experience, that we want to bring in. So that's part of the casting of the vision, is to call in those qualities of the divine essence, or whatever you want to call it, energy, spirit, God, and then allow that energy, that experience, to soak into my physical experience, so that I recognize that I'm one with that I'm an expression of that one. And so if I'm an expression of that one, in that moment I have power. I have I'm a co-creator in that experience. And so when we do that together collectively, there's this vortex of energy that can then cast that vision forward of whatever it is that we're focusing on. And so that's what I want to do, because now that we've kind of calmed our internal essence, then we can then allow that openness within us to draw forth that creative field, and then cast that vision together. So anybody that's watching this, I might use words, but then there'll be a time in silence to speak your own word, or to cast your own vision, and then we'll come together in a place of gratitude and release it into our world. How does that sound?
what I like about it is that what you described, I'm not alone, because I tend to
Yes.
think like it's just me, and you shift the space to something much bigger, so I can
Yeah.
relax, and
Yeah.
I'm not abdicating, but I'm not alone. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. So we, even though we have to do individual healing, we've got to do that collective work together, and we have to tap into the strength and the power of us holding this vision for our world.
Mm.
So we'll do this little practice probably for about 10 minutes, maybe. Is
Yeah,
that good? So, okay. So
yep.
as you, are you ready?
I'm ready. Wait, do you want me to mute
Yeah.
myself or not? Because I sometimes speak out loud randomly. What's better for you?
Either way, I mean,
Okay,
if you feel like
okay,
it contributes, that's
okay,
totally fine.
okay.
So
I'll
yeah.
mute myself just so I don't distract.
Okay. All right. So let's just close our eyes and just take a nice deep breath in and breathe down into our physical being. If you've been tapping, you might just note if there's a sense of ease or relaxation, or even if there's something that's stirred up, know that we can just allow the breath to settle us in. And so I just recognize and know that there is an energy, a power, a presence that moves through all things. And in this very moment, call forth that awareness, that recognition. This one power, one presence, all life itself is made up and expresses this power. And so I claim and know the qualities that I choose to draw forth right now, the qualities of love, of peace, of wholeness, of health, of support. This divine energy, this divine light moves through all things. And I see it in my mind's eye and moving through and expressing as our beautiful Mother Earth, our whole planet. This is God. This is God expressing as that one. And so I allow myself to realize that if all there is this one, then I am too. I am that. I am this expression of one. I am the power and the presence. And so I claim for myself all of those qualities that I choose to see in the divine, I see within myself. And so in this moment, I claim love. I claim peace. I claim wholeness. And so it's from this place of unifying with that divine presence, of knowing that I am a co-creative expression of that one. I speak this word right now for the wholeness, the health of our planet. To know that there is a restoration, a connection with, a restoring of the peacefulness of our planet, the wholeness and the health, the abundance. I see the forest alive and green, and the animals blessed with this beauty. I see us enjoying our nature. I see us safe. I also see action. I see us from a political perspective, from an individual perspective, of finding the ways to create and to bring back healing and active. We know that from the spiritual place of oneness that we can act. And I know that it is holding this vision of this beautiful, clear, beautiful marble that if we see from outer space is the place that everything we love, everything we know exists. And so let us surround that beautiful planet that we are all on in this love, this energy, this light. And let us just move into a moment of collective understanding and knowingness of the healing and the wholeness of our world, of our climate. And so in your own space, you can speak your own words, your own qualities, the own truth that you know, realizing that together we create this field of love, this place of conscious creation. Hmm. So as we've come together in this powerful vortex of healing, there's just a sense of gratitude. Let's just fill our hearts with the gratitude for this time that we can be together, for this collective healing, for the power that we can bring forth in this healing. And it's from this place of gratitude that just release the field, the vortex, this energetic presence to do its great work, to know that it is already done. And for this we celebrate. And so it is.
Oh, what a great feeling. So, yeah.
Mm.
And we didn't talk about how we're going to end our time together, so perhaps we just say we'll see you next week. Because I don't want to
Yeah,
interrupt everybody's.
do you want to let people know where to find you if they'd like
Um,
to?
we'll put it someplace in the comment, or don't you think? Yeah. Well, yeah. No, for now, let's just close it out, and then we can figure it out next time how we want to end. So, thank you everybody for
Great.
tapping and for
Yeah.
being with
Hold
us,
that
and
energy. Just
yeah.
keep doing the work. We have to do this work
Yeah,
together.
and we'll get better at this, right? Yeah. So this is our first time. All right. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Okay.